Hey everyone, the Black Queen here, the episode of Queen Reacts, and today we are getting to 5 more episodes of Cinemerson's Everything Wrong with My Little Pony by LittleshyFIM. Today we are on to episodes, let's see, which episodes are these? So last week we did 13, 14, so this is episodes 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Titles for these are 28 Pranks Later, Times They Are a Changeling, Dungeons in Discord, Buckball Season, and The Fault in Our Cutie Marks. Now to quickly go through these. 28 Pranks Later. I know it's like a very hated episode by some. I actually like it though. I don't know if you recall my reaction, but it's like I generally didn't have a problem with this episode. I get the idea. It's like what Rainbow is like past this, but you know what? Anything can happen in however many years where it's like you kind of forget someone's boundaries, which I think is actually kind of the point. Because there's definitely like moments in life where it's like you meet someone and it's like you understand like their boundaries, so it's like you just kind of like maybe you push them sometimes, but generally your understanding of them and like how they are, and eventually one day you kind of forget that, or you think that you've pushed them, that you are pushed enough times to where it's like the boundary no longer exists. But that's not the point. That's not the case. I mean. So I feel like that would be the kind of thing with Rainbow and Fluttershy. It's like she probably thinks that it's like, you know what, she's been shy, she's been scared many times. I think she can get used to it. But yeah, and yeah, the whole thing with them pranking her after that, I just thought was fun. It's cartoon stuff, all right. It's not, doesn't always have to be morals and things, which they still tried to tie the moral to it, but you know. It's just an entertaining episode to watch, for me at least. Then we have Everything Wrong with the Times They Are Changing. Changeling. Wow. And yeah, this is Steve. This is when Steve is introduced. Well, at least with speaking roles. We saw him at the end of the premiere of season 6. On season 6, right? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, not much to say on that one. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a good episode. Dungeons in Discord. Yeah, this is definitely one of the ones where it's like I can definitely see DWK's point of Discord being like this, just this asshole. Like he's very selfish in this episode, and attention hogging, but yeah, just kind of a brat. But it's still fun. It's still a fun episode concept. And honestly, I'd still be fine with having a friend like Discord just because of how chaotic he can be. And then we have Everything Wrong with Buckball Season, and that is, yeah, that's a very weird one because they just, you know, they completely are so skilled at the game, and then that created the standard that everyone has to be completely skilled at the game, like first off, even though it's like, I guess not that known of a game. So all the unicorns pretty much suck except for Snails, which I'm guessing is kind of like an allusion to autism. Like he's definitely like mentally challenged of some sort, but he has the talent in that regard, and like how he can use his magic, so that's pretty cool. Sorry, I guess we've been having cats out, so it's like it's kind of getting to me a bit. Yeah, there's also the meme face episode. And the final one, The Fault in Our Cutie Marks, and this is Gabby. Now, this episode was honestly kind of forgettable for me. I don't know why, even though I know that Gabby was there, I keep forgetting like some of the stuff that happens. I can remember it now since I'm actually like thinking about it. Yeah, Gabby's character did take some time getting used to, and I think I didn't really get on board until like, what, the last episode she was in, Dragon Dropped. Yeah, she came off a bit like, a bit extra, in this episode, so that's pretty much all I got to say on that. But otherwise, I think it was a good episode. Though their CMC were definitely being a bit dramatic, a bit too dramatic than they needed to be. Sorry about the noise. They're playing Smash. Alright, yeah, first episode is 28 pranks later. Let's get this pulled up. And, everything wrong with 28 pranks later. 3, 2, 1.
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, the what percussion was.
Picnic. I didn't mean for us to get caught out here after dark.
Was Dash following Fluttershy all this time? Seems like a lot of effort for such a simple scare prank. It's actually established that Rainbow Dash can roar like a monster. The sin is for reminding us of Spike at your service.
Oh.
Moonlight River.
Every pony likes a good prank. They're just jokes.
It's just a prank, bro. The episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people would have jumped up to see what they just sat on. Twilight instead fully committed to that one. Also, it took 6
it wasn't the
years for
percussion.
this show to do a fart joke. That's impressive, but it's a sin nonetheless. Most of Dash's pranks at this point are pretty funny and clever. That is, up until the montage where they devolve into putting boulders on wagons and bricks and sandwiches.
Yeah.
Sweetie Belle has zero hesitation to dive into
Come on, this
cake,
is a
which
clever
suspiciously
prank.
accompanying a threatening message and could be dangerous at worst, or not intended for her at best.
So, how do we get it down?
If only we had a magical way to bring it down safely, darling.
Magic, yeah.
More uniforms where that one came from.
And this one is to be gold for some reason. The sewing machine is cake, Rarity is marshmallow, Sweetie Belle is dictionary, and Brony memes is weird. Fun fact, this is what your Applejack plushie sees every morning.
Wow.
Mud is layered above this fence. Dash is standing right next to him without being seen and hopes the skunk happens to spray at just the right moment. Spike thinks this mail keeps getting returned to sender and doesn't immediately warn Twilight that something terrible must have happened to Celestia. Spike's prank is the only time we don't see Dash reveal herself and yell,
Gotcha!
She makes it pretty clear she enjoys the attention after a prank, so perhaps in this case she just enjoys tormenting poor Spike. Rainbow Dash is guilty of forging the royal seal of over 100 scrolls. Was the prank really worth 5 to 10, Dashy? This is a prank which could cause serious harm and is easily emulated by a member of the target demographic. Don't put foreign objects in people's food, kids. Unless it would be really funny, that is.
Yeah.
Impressively, Dash used a quantum brick, which doesn't exist until observed.
Oh.
Dash teleports onto the back of this chalkboard. Can your
the
science
drawing.
explain that one, Shirley? Are we sure this isn't a Pinkie Pie imposter? Her light sprinkle usage is downright suspicious.
Joke cookies, so the colors would match my mane.
You don't own a trademark on rainbows, Rainbow. Dash doesn't seem concerned at all about a hesitant Pinkie leaking the secret. Then Dash loudly details her plans in a public place, expecting no pony but Pinkie to hear.
The CMCs will start selling them to every pony in town. Ponies will open their boxes and start eating.
Then every pony will be upset at the Philly Guides for selling contaminated cookies. It's not a good prank unless some pony's getting sued.
Right.
Dash sees Pinkie is clearly not well, and she doesn't think to talk to a doctor, or even Zecora for that matter. Speaking of Zecora, the entire prank would have been spoiled real quick if Dash simply flew away to get help outside of Ponyville.
But I don't want none of your pranks ruining these fillies' night.
I'll be with you the whole night, so you can totally keep an eye on me.
Rainbow Dash carefully avoids denying the existence of a prank, but the sin is on Applejack for saying she doesn't want the lack of a prank ruining the night. Also, what's all this talk about night? Their sales occur during the day. Luna must have been sleeping in again. The cookie-selling route is nonsensical because they're departing Sweet Apple Acres only to return to sell the Big Mac, and then they go back into town. They've been selling cookies all day, but for some reason, Dash anticipates every pony to wait before digging into their cookies at the same time. Peeping Tomboy. Rainbow Dash is not respecting Pinkie's privacy by knocking, but she does indeed assert her Pegasi superiority by coming in via window anyway. This whole counter prank could have backfired really badly, considering how she slips and lands on her neck. Rainbow Dash approaches friends from behind, and they quickly turn their heads as a not-so-surprise reveal 3 times in a row. This episode should have been titled 28 Home Intrusions. Dash could simply tell them that the cookies are contaminated, or she could spend all this time telling them there's no time to explain. Spike doesn't have the rainbow cookie mouth, he's just sleepwalking. The problem with this being a prank the whole town is in on are the large amount of uncontrollable factors. They also couldn't have predicted how she would react. She might not be convinced at all, or Dash may have been a little bit too convinced and decided to put her zombie friends out of their misery. Ponyville's prank on Dash was to convince her that she caused serious harm to her friends. Dash's prank was just some unexpected food coloring. Yeah, that seems fair. Talking magical flying cartoon horses, that's all fine. But a fresh pack of cookies opened up without a single one already broken is where all suspension of disbelief is lost.
A whoopee cushion is like a joke shortcut.
And they call it the embarrassing sound. You've got mail.
Gotcha!
Gotcha.
Gotcha!
Wow! The library. Okay. Now it's a fun one. Alright. Episode... I don't know. Times they are changing. 3, 2, 1. That's you.
Oh, sorry. I'm just so hungry.
Flurry Heart's grown so much already. I wonder if I'll even recognize her.
This statement doesn't hold much water in a society recognized by hair, coat color, and not much else.
She's the only baby they have, Twilight. I think it'll be pretty easy to figure out who she is.
Oh no, are alicorns really so common now that it's no longer a distinguishing factor? The floor of a train is no place for a pony plushie. Also, someone tell Spike that waifus have to be fictional, otherwise it's just creepy. Outright give her. It's been a while since we've had a turbo nitpick sin, so the fact the sun's glare is behind the cloud should top off the quota for now.
It sure looks like Princess Twilight and her pupil.
Random citizens know who Starlight Glimmer is at a time when even some bronies didn't.
No, they can. No, they're talking about the pupils because they're
different.
different.
Verifying identity and makes no attempt to construct a test or magical solution to do so. Be it Canterlot or the Crystal Empire, Royal Guards really are just for show, aren't they? Cadence's Ladybug dance to check if Twilight is a changeling is a nice callback to that one episode where Twilight showed this dance to a changeling. Also, this dance is the only form of ID ever presented, and every
I thought
pony
Twilight
with
was afraid of
becomes
ladybugs.
verified by association, because that's how it works. No changeling could possibly
Honestly,
take their form
okay,
before,
never mind.
during, or after this, right? The Empire's on lockdown in fear of a changeling getting close to the royal baby, so let's bring that baby out into the open for all to see!
After Queen Chrysalis took my place at our wedding and invaded Canterlot with her army of
I thought he was
minions,
gonna go for like a COVID
Come on,
rest-
Cadence.
COVID
Don't you know
reference
it's
there.
inappropriate to take a big smelly exposition dump in public like that?
Oh, she's gotten so big.
Has she?
Power grows bigger with each soul she consumes. But her physical size isn't much bigger at all, so Twilight must have been referring to the former. Spike would be the one to order the group to split up in search of a creature that can take their form. If ever there was an ideal reason to stick together, this is it.
Okay, Rock. How do I know you're really a rock?
Here we see the moment it became a Spike episode. Okay, so Spike's aware changelings can be disguised as rocks, and we actually see Thorax as a rock later. So that means it's possible Thorax saved Spike's life here, and Spike repaid the favor with a smooch.
Oh.
Saved me?
It's okay. I know you don't want to be friends.
Aw, it's not that we don't want to be your friend, Thorax. It's just that you're a monster and we need to exterminate your species. Thorax acts differently from the moment he's born because it's easier than actually having an interesting backstory. A sin for getting dangerously close to clip show territory. And a sin for retconning Season 2 by putting Thorax into footage he clearly wasn't in before. Spike spills everything to a probable changeling spy because said spy pretends to have good intentions. At least that's the setup here. The payoff is that Thorax is actually just incredibly corny for no discernible reason. Spike defies logic and backs down from telling the truth because otherwise the episode couldn't happen. Thorax randomly shows off his pony OC completely unsolicited. He would fit right in at a brony convention.
Right.
Princess of Friendship gets stopped for a pat down, but an actual changeling manages to stroll right into the castle.
Crystal, my good friend Crystal.
We've heard weirder
Writers
names.
reveal where pony names really come from, and to no one's surprise, Spike lies repeatedly throughout the episode when it would have been so much easier to just be honest with them, especially with Twilight. Is he worried Twilight wouldn't listen to reason and would kill a changeling on sight? This offensive expression should be censored immediately.
Yeah.
All right, writers, we need to establish this character gaining trust. Any ideas? I have an idea. Why don't we just make it a montage and let the storyboarders do all the work so we don't have to write anything at all? Also, in order for this happy, carefree montage to exist, all of the Crystal Ponies forgot the Empire is still on high alert for an enemy invasion. They were too scared to venture outside mere moments ago.
But I can't keep pretending to be a crystal pony forever, can I?
I don't know, Thorax. Can you? Is this your first time being a changeling?
Relax, you're winning them over.
He said, inches away from the two guards they're apparently winning over. Castle on high alert for a suspicious intruder lets random unidentified pony into the throne room for no reason. Maybe the Empire deserves to be taken over. At least
Kinda
an evil dictator
does.
would have some semblance of security.
Any friend of Spike the Brave and Glorious.
Because they're really bad at this.
Aren't you taking this joke at Spike's expense a little too far, Cadence? Actions speak louder than the words coming out of the Pink Pony Princess toy. Both Spike and Thorax knew this would happen if Thorax was overwhelmed by love and kindness, yet they walked right into the throne room and met Flurry for no reason anyway. What was their goal here? If Thorax is here to meet the leaders and make friends, maybe he should do so under circumstances where he is not an intruder getting close to the royal baby. Also, this is the first and last use of the contrived losing control in the presence of love plot point. It only seems to afflict Thorax and only in this one episode. Also, this loss of control should have occurred long ago during the royalty-free stock music montage.
Right.
Thorax received love and kindness from crowds of ponies. Every pony is ready for battle, but McFlurry over here is just chilling in her Twitter block list bubble.
This changeling replaced your friend to get close to the baby.
Sunburst is the only character in the entire episode to use logic. He must be unaffected by the curse
I
of the
didn't read
Spike
that.
episode. Spike throws Thorax under the bus, or rather, in front of the bus and all over the windshield. The concept of a creature who can
'cause
change
he's a
into
bug.
anything needing to escape would be great to watch play out, but instead it happens off-screen during the commercial break.
The changeling is probably still nearby.
Shining Armor forgets that changelings can fly and take the appearance of others, meaning if it's nearby, then they have no way of knowing, and if it's not, then it's long gone. Yeah, it's possible the changeling changed into a pebble and hid behind the picture frame. It's also possible the changeling is the picture frame, and the guards would have no way of knowing either way, because this whole search is pointless.
Yeah.
Is all this really necessary?
Right?
This is getting a little out of hand.
Hoof.
For what possible reason would Starlight and Twilight object to the search for the changeling? Unless... Oh no, they've already been replaced, haven't they?
This is getting a little out of hand.
On the other hand, the matter is completely within my hooves.
Get away from that thing.
That's racist. This
Yeah.
episode is saving the environment with all of the animation recycling it's doing.
Why can't we imagine a changeling can change?
Okay, Spike Lennon.
We better hope that's not the case, Spike. Thorax was born good, remember?
Oh,
Shining
right.
Armor is apparently not convinced by Spike's song because he equips more armor during it. Creature known for deception and subterfuge is trusted by all in a whiplash-inducing change of heart because Spike episode.
I would like to extend my hoof in friendship, and I'm sure all of my subjects are eager to do the same.
Cadence reveals her Alicorn mind control powers. That's the only explanation
Right.
for claiming her subjects are suddenly prepared to befriend a changeling. Now that we ended racism, here, take my firstborn. The lesson of giving other people a chance and the importance
It's so
of extending
weird.
friendship is a good one. But in order to tell
Like,
that
why
lesson,
they keep
we had to
doing
depict
that?
Spike
It's like
as a
they're-
naive
again,
fool
they're
and
really
everybody
bad at
else
the
as
security
unreasonable
thing.
fools. Pretty typical fare for a Spike episode.
He'll be safe with our guards.
Or will your guards be safe with me?
Brave and glorious.
Wow. A brave and glorious. A bit of a, I don't know, anticlimactic ending right there. Long live the great. Fuck it, I fucked it up. All right. Next one is Dungeons and Discord. 51.
You could spend the evening with Spike and Big Mac.
Fluttershy packs her earmuffs first, only to then wear them at the train station. Polite
Yeah.
printer.
That's
Gee,
me with my
Hasbro,
headphones.
you better be careful naming the episode something so similar to Dungeons and Dragons. You wouldn't want the company which owns that to sue. Spike
Oh.
brought along his own copy of Twilight's Tale.
I certainly wouldn't be allowed to discuss
Okay.
it with you girls.
Pink versus blue. Hasbro's favorite trope. Ponies spread out between multiple train cars just so we could see one per window. Discord
Right.
can teleport at any moment, and he is acting like he doesn't want them to come over. Discord makes honesty sinful.
Wish I could stay and chat, but I don't want to. Reschedule Luna and KK. That's what I call Princess Celestial.
Discord confuses the
KK.
two pink princesses and probably calls Princess Cadence Cell.
The fun starts promptly at sundown.
Technically, the fun starts when I arrive, but I'll make sure it's around sunset.
Spike almost doomed Equestria by hinting that the god of chaos can control what time he arrives simply by moving a celestial entity.
Okay, no, I thought he was gonna make an Equestria Girls joke.
Awkward silence. More specifically, why does Spike want him to wait here? He wasn't gone long enough to set up the game.
I mean, that's
In
just,
fact,
it's
it
two
probably
characters
took about
that,
this long
I
just
like
for
the
him to
awkward
reach the
silence
table.
there, because like, those are like
Using a
very
paper
opposite
map
characters.
Of a fictional fantasy land on top of an actual magical fantasy map is just wrong. Big Mac's right ear disappears.
Ogres and Oubliettes is a fantasy role-playing adventure game.
It's a game where fantasy creatures use their imagination to pretend to be other fantasy creatures in a fantasy land other than the one they're currently sitting in now. Got it.
Last free city in Spiketopia.
If it's the last free city and the country is still called Spiketopia, does that mean Spiketopia was never free?
He's kidnapped a beautiful unicorn princess.
In Equestria, Unicorn Princess is blasphemy. Discord can already be anything he wants. His disinterest in the game is exceedingly justified. It's really a wonder that Discord doesn't snap his fingers and make this real much sooner than he actually does. It's also a wonder that Spike and Big Mac didn't see this coming.
In our imagination.
Why does Spike's imagination have to sound so sinister? Discord rolls a nat 20, but something bad happens. If stopping to ogle and oubliette a passing mare isn't a sin, nothing is. Spike excitedly runs away from the same table which he appears sitting at. He's not the only thing to appear here though, as it looks like Discord teleported the game as well. Discord must be animating these alternate worlds on the fly, because this shot is littered with animation notes. Discord's beard is in front of the table, but behind the cards as they fall. You appear to be missing a drum there, buddy. The excitement of being in the game is rather hampered by standing on a grid surrounded by dice and paper cutouts, isn't it? Less in the game and more shrunk down and standing on the game. Behold! I am the Squidward!
Squidward?
Oh, so that's what the symbol stands for.
Oh,
Spike and Big Mac forget that they're capable of combat and run away
freaking late
moments after they
2000s
confidently demonstrate abilities.
that everyone wrote in their notebook.
Spike is really bad at Squid Game.
This kind of hurts. Like real pain.
As opposed to all that fake pain Spike is so used to experiencing.
Verity shall be my bride. I mean, Schmerity.
It was explained earlier that the Squizzard already kidnapped her, though. One of the Squizzard's tentacles is suddenly chopped off.
This can't be. I'm supposed to feel sorry for you because I'm me and you're you.
Sorry, Discord. Turns out this isn't a Spike episode. You're in a Discord episode.
Oh.
Discord's character piece is here one moment, then it disappears, just so he can return it later. The implications of Discord always being present and listening are unsettling at best, but downright sin-worthy when you consider all the times he would be expected to have intervened. Discord's apologetic constipation.
Whatever it is, it can only get better by adding me to the mix.
Wow.
What the hey?
What the? Yes, I knew it. Nice. Shout out to Round Trip. All right. Now Buckball season in 3, 2, 1. I might have hit that a little bit too early.
So, not only do hooves have to function like hands, they also have the sensitivity of a spit-covered finger. Good luck with that one, cartoon hoof physicists. Fun fact, interrupting Applejack mid-buck is a source of unlimited free energy.
Appaloosas seem to think that their team can beat Ponyville at Buckball.
As explained later, AJ is pretty much the only pony in Ponyville who has even heard of this game. She's awfully confident for a team of one, heading into a game that's tomorrow. The wooden Target store down the street does great business. The trick is using wood softer than an apple. Indite Twitter. Many of these apples have stems not connected to anything.
I've never even heard of Buckball.
Fluttershy is very careful with her pronunciation, especially compared to Dash.
Distance bucking? All we need is a unicorn. That's where you two come in.
They know we're not unicorns, right? Obviously.
It wasn't so obvious thanks to how you said that, Dashy. So, is Buckball an inclusive sport meant to unite the pony types? Or is it a horribly racist sport since only certain ponies can play certain positions? Where's Sunny's Star Scout when you need her?
Wow.
And the Pegasus is on defense. She tries to keep the ball from going in the goal.
All Pegasi confirmed female. Why pick a random background unicorn when asking nearly any main character would be far better? This is a neat game, and they go into excruciating detail of how it's played, but what's to remedy the Earth ponies from kicking each other? What's to stop this from being a game mainly between two skilled unicorns? How are foul balls handled? If the episode wants to spend half its time explaining the game, the least Cinemersons can do is spend half nitpicking. This guy's magic changes color, and no pony even notices that he's actually a changeling. Unicorns are no better than a basket on a stick. In fact, this basket transforms into a unicorn, and no pony finds it the least bit remarkable. Background ponies have one moment of hesitation, and they're rejected from the team. But when Shy Yellow Horse hid from the ball once, she quickly recovered and somehow became the best player instantly. Dash and AJ sit in the middle of the field for no reason. If they're doing drills other than playing the game as described in detail, then Pinky and Fluttershy have no reason to be here. Amethyst Star wasn't even here for the tryouts. She just happened to walk by and wanted to lie down for a rest.
Fair enough.
The time between Pinky kicking the balls and their landing in his buckets mean they must have temporarily entered orbit. Snail skillfully catches the balls, but more impressively, he manages to do so without displacing any of the water. Apple Dash seemed overly amazed at this pretty normal thing for a unicorn. Watch what you say to the element of honesty, Pinky. Rainbow Dash's 1,000-yard stare. I don't think that counts. It's buckball, not buttball. The ball wagon dispenses balls all on its own. Applejack is redundant, just the way Hasbro likes her.
Just one miss will ruin the Apple family's buckball reputation forever.
Keep showing
Why
that
would she
clip.
say that? This lengthy montage of applying pressure and shouting has no reason to exist except to force the story. In other words, plot hinges upon Dash and AJ being insensitive dum-dums.
Which a lot of their episodes ended up being.
What in the apple happened to those two?
Applejack uses apple as a swear word. That's apple blasphemy. They sigh in relief at the same time, so the animators don't have to worry about which sigh is which. Snails is unfortunately also going to have trouble playing, due to spontaneous horn disappearance. Step up your game, Derpy fans, because Derpy is the fan now. Although, we have to add a sin back for her not having been the first pick to play for Ponyville. Bon Bon enthusiastically cheers for the players as they depart on the train. Then she appears inside the train with them. So, not only does Applejack know their abilities are uncertain after all of that practicing, but this really should remind her of that one time the whole town was highly anticipating a win of her own that didn't go very well.
Right, hypocrite.
Hey, you two are supposed to be in the zone.
Yeah, but Ponyville's two finest athletes should be able to have free reign on the train, right? See how quick the contrived logic falls apart, Dashy? Random neck sparkles for all of your sparkly neck needs.
We're sorry to let you down. It's better to do it now than during the game against Appaloosa.
You don't have to play against Appaloosa.
Yeah, they know. They just said they weren't going to play. Try to keep up, Dash.
Playing against you two is just as humiliating now as it was when we weren't trying to show you how awesome you are.
Wait, who's the lesson for then? After all that, are Pinky and Fluttershy really the ones in need of learning something?
How do we keep from worrying about it?
You could do what I do and not think about it.
Works for me.
What life-changing advice. If you're worried about something,
just don't.
The Apple family doesn't believe in numbers. There are only apples.
Good game.
Good game. We bucked the
GG.
right off of you.
Rainbow Dash would fit right in a trash-talking video game lobby. But also, she's more than a little inaccurate, since the game was indeed very close. This episode had half as many actors as it had characters. Out of more than 200 episodes, this is the closest we ever got to a Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy episode. Every other character got paired off for some adventure except for these two. Now is as good a time as any to sin that unfortunate fact.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Probably because it's both Andrea.
We bucked the hooves right off of you.
Wow. Should have had the Discord thing on it, like the not Discord. I mean, like, never mind. All right. Last one. The fault in our cutie marks. In 3, 2, 1.
Aren't griffins supposed to be kind of mean and cranky?
Dude, that's kind of racist.
It's not racist if it's just fucking true.
This is less of an archaeology finding and more of a hidden body finding.
It's not racist if it's just fucking true.
Finding back
Ponosaurus.
And I found him on my very own.
What is Scootaloo? Chopped chicken liver? If Petunia wasn't discovering archaeology when she got her mark, did it just randomly appear, contrary to every other cutie mark we've ever seen, which appears when performing a special purpose?
Yeah.
Midnight Killer.
We've helped a lot of ponies figure out
out their purpose in life.
The parents are just shitty parents.
Poor guy was stacking paper cups his whole life.
Oh,
until he
wow.
discovered the artwork is actually titled Jazz. The cutie mark gods were really trolling with that riddle. Scootaloo scootering on dirt is still the most unrealistic thing in this show about magical talking ponies.
Someday, some pony might even come to us with
I thought it was
a problem
cookies
that
not
we
breaking.
can't handle.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
Aren't griffins supposed to be kind of mean and cranky?
That's racist.
Yeah.
We gotta step carefully.
And by step carefully, I mean step right into the open so we're sure to be seen.
How in the blooming apples did you know who we are?
You better own a trademark on that expression, Apple Bloom.
Yeah.
I became maybe a little obsessed.
It's okay, Gabby. We were all a little obsessed when we first saw ponies. It doesn't get any better. They are your life now.
Yeah.
Let us not overlook a stallion hiding in the bushes just outside the kids' clubhouse. Also,
Yeah.
Blue Note talked to Gabby and shortly after saw the CMCs, but he didn't let them know a griffin was looking for them.
What the apples are we ever
What
gonna
the?
You really need to broaden your vocabulary beyond apples, Apple Bloom. Also, why does the question immediately
I think
become
the,
what to tell her?
never mind.
Maybe the truth
I think
should be the
the,
foremost option?
The writers had a apple phase.
Gabby's about to have a new letter to deliver from Princess Cadence of the Cease and Desist variety.
I promise we're gonna do everything we can to help you get your mark.
Scootaloo makes a promise on behalf of others without even talking to them first. She would do well in the corporate world.
I know what it's like to want something that's out of reach.
Which is worse, giving Gabby false hope for a cutie mark? Or giving Bronies false hope for poor little Scoots here? Try sports? Try swimming? Try having a baby?
That's what we're here for.
No, it's...
Boy, this would have been really awkward if not for the background music.
Like a racer at the starting line.
It's cute, though.
Yet another horse reference, which makes no sense in Equestria. Throwaway reminder that Zecora exists. Gabby shows the graph for an inverted cosine function, but shows the formula for a sine function.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Maybe she just wanted to make a sin for us. The CMCs have always been sinful for encouraging trying lots of different things
You did
briefly
not.
without spending the time and effort required to become proficient at anything. Gabby is a special kind of sin for flipping that on its head and being unrealistically great at everything she tries. Derpy is so well hidden here that she exceeds Hasbro's maximum derp allowance.
Oh.
Derpy's no sin, but Hasbro's maximum derp allowance sure is.
Wow.
Good on Gabby for consoling a depressed pony on top of a bridge.
She's so good at things.
Oh, that's dark.
That's the magic of opposable thumbs, ponies. Who needs a cutie mark when you have fingers?
Even though it wasn't a big
Ponyville
bridge.
isn't near any ocean. They had to travel quite a distance to try this one. Random line suggests a ninja pony flew by and sliced Gabby in half.
But you're the world famous cutie mark of Sears.
Gabby heard of them for the first time when she arrived in town. As far as she knows, the world famous thing only applies in the world of Ponyville.
You have got to get Gabby back here right away. I have so many questions.
Or you could visit her yourself, Twilight. Only allowed to leave
She's
when the
trying to
map says you
delegate.
can, huh?
Keep your eyes on the skies, ponies. Gabby can't have gone far.
Yes, she can
Couldn't have.
She's a flying creature traveling between 2 continents. Had she not stopped, there's no way they could have caught up. It's already pretty sinful that they just happened to catch her, but worse still, they find Gabby in or near Sweet Apple Acres. You know, the farm that's west of Ponyville, while Gabby's destination is the very distant east.
How did it feel when you showed up with that fake mark? I was really glad I helped you feel happier.
Well, yeah, it's really easy to make people feel happier if lying is always an option. Just go around telling every pony they won the lottery, why don't you psychopath?
It's about feeling good about something. Inside.
As opposed to a psychic cutie mark for feeling something outside.
You don't need a symbol on your flank to know that.
Apple Bloom makes an Adobe Flash joke.
My very own Jupiter!
When the voice crack is so strong, it sounds like recording equipment failure. Daisy wouldn't
Wow.
know what to do with her life without an animation note guiding the way.
Promise us one other thing, too? Come back soon!
And by soon, surely they mean sometime before the last handful of episodes in the show.
Well, she came back,
Gabby, for being a cheerful blue-gray delivery fan favorite, who's
last
just
Crusade.
one head injury away from encroaching
well, which
upon
was, yeah,
Derpy's
last
territory.
How do we get a mark on these here hunches?
Branding.
And I admit, I became maybe a little obsessed.
Okay. Which is the next one? What episode is that? The next, Viva Las Pegasus, right? I think so. All right. that is the most recent 5 episodes of Cinemair Sins. Sorry, I had to like take a break in between the last video and this one because my eyes like were just burning. I had to get some eye drops, and I'm a bit stuffy as well. I gotta stop hanging around cats before I do videos. But yeah, this is a fun set. I like the references that he was making. But nothing much to say. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the commentary. God bless, stay safe, have a nice day, and as always, goodbye.